What's your biggest fear?
My worst fear isn't a tangible thing. It's not the sudden, sharp shock of dying, or the skittering horror of spiders, or even the suffocating, earthy darkness of being buried alive. My biggest fear is the slow, creeping realization that I've been meticulously erased, and that the person who replaced me is doing a much, much better job of being me than I ever was. My name is Clara, and the man I loved was named David. The man who now sleeps in my bed, however, is someone else entirely. It began subtly, like a hairline crack in a foundation you don't notice until the whole house begins to groan under an invisible weight. He, this new version, started making the coffee differently. It was a richer, darker blend David had always found too bitter, but now this man, who I'll call Julian, claimed it was our cherished morning ritual. He began remembering shared moments with a crystalline clarity that felt wrong. He'd recall the exact shade of lilac in the sunset on our first trip to the coast, a detail my own memory had smudged into a vague orange blur. At first, I dismissed it as my own failings. I was a 34-year-old architect with a demanding job, and I told myself the fatigue was wearing down the edges of my own past. I even felt a strange, twisted sense of gratitude that he was holding onto our life with a firmer grip than I was. But then the small fissures widened into chasms. He started using phrases I'd never heard from David, little idioms like, "let's not borrow trouble," that sounded polished and foreign on his tongue, like lines rehearsed from a script. He developed a sudden, all-consuming passion for jazz, a genre my David once lovingly described as anxious noise. Our quiet evenings, once filled with shared silence or the low hum of a documentary, were now hijacked by the melancholic wail of a saxophone I despised. When I finally confronted him, my voice trembling with a confusion I couldn't yet name, he just smiled that placid, infuriatingly patient smile. His logic was a suffocating blanket, so reasonable it made my own growing panic feel like a madness I had to hide. That smile became his greatest weapon. He'd gently touch my cheek, his fingers cool and steady, and tell me I was working too hard, that my stress was making me forget all the good things we had built together. "Clara, my love," he'd say, his voice a low, hypnotic hum. "Don't let the pressure of today steal the joy of our yesterdays. We discovered jazz together last spring, remember? That little club downtown?"
Full video in the description.